Hi, everybody. I'm Chicago psychic and intuitive consultant Mel Dorr, and we've got Linda G in the house today.
Hey, everybody.
The fabulous Linda.
Fabulous.
The bootyful, fabulous Linda.
The booty big fabulous.
Oh, well. Honey, if you got it, you got to flaunt it. I got to do a plug here. I'm really excited. Linda is doing Sedona again in May. Yay.
I wasn't going to do it, but actually the two people that worked that are, part of this, it's a long story, but they actually encouraged me to do it again because they said they enjoy me. They enjoy me and everybody that comes up there so much. And so I said, okay, only this time, I love Tana, and Tana was a big part of this, but this time I'm going to use them. It'll be a little different. I'm using the Sedona people, Keith, as you know,
Right.
And oh my God, he is just like on it. He answers right away. Any questions you have, the payments, etc., all that. We were just talking about payments, and I prefer a check. I'm from the old school. So I told Keith, if somebody wants to mail a check, give them my address.
I'm looking forward to it. I met Keith when I was in Sedona last year doing my thing.
He was so nice to you. Yeah.
He was a really nice guy. Everybody there was wonderful. And Linda, I know when you said you weren't going to do Sedona again, I told my husband, I said, I'm going to block out some dates because I got a funny feeling. I didn't want to argue with you at the time. I just kind of knew.
So mad. I was so.
I know.
Well, it was a tough time because we had to get canceled twice,
but you pulled it off.
I pulled it off. I can't believe it by the hair of my chinny chin, and I can't believe all the tickets we sold.
Yay!
I got 20 left.
Okay, 20 tickets left. So you go to Sacred Connection. That's SACRED Connection, CONNECTION, Sedona. SEDONA.com. That's all one word.
That's a confusing part. Sometimes people put an S after connections and then another S for Sedona. It's only one S.
It's one S. So Sacred Connection Sedona. Again, SACRED Connection, CONNECTION, Sedona, SEDONA.com. And if you don't want to use Venmo or Zelle or whatever, however they pay, you can send Linda a check.
Yeah, and Keith will give them the address.
Okay, yeah, Keith will give you the address. Is there a phone number out there they can call, or no? They just go to this website.
They go to the website and Keith calls them. He answers them right away. He's got some sort of email just for this gig. Okay. They can write me too at grindel9103@gmail.com.
Okay, so Linda's going to be there doing readings. Jen Lynn
we cut it down, by the way. That's why we're selling tickets so fast to only 50 people, because I want to spend more time with each person, and we'll have plenty of time now that we've got it cut down.
Jen Lynn is going to be there. Yay! Yeah. I just love her. I'm going to be there. So we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah. And we're going to give this time more space. So before it was back to back to back. This time we're going to give more time for people to relax and do their thing.
Now, Linda, as far as activity levels are concerned, we want to talk about
that. Yeah.
You want to mention it to the people?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people that follow me are, 50 and up. And some people really have mobility issues, and maybe even heart issues. And since it's a higher climate, it takes about a day, and you need to be able to walk. So you don't want to come if walking a little bit of an incline is too much,
Yeah, if walking is a challenge, you might rethink it. I would,
because classrooms and everything are all kind of together.
Yes, they're
together. It's be a matter of walking from your room. Each room has air conditioning. And
refrigerator. The dining hall and then back up that hill might be a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
Go slow, it's not too bad. I would call it, in travel, they have different activity levels. One being super easy, 5 being like almost climbing a rock-faced cliff. I would put it at a 2 or a 3, probably around a 3. That means kind of moderate. I mean, um, it's not like you're gonna have to do push-ups or anything,
Right,
you know.
right.
But Lynn and I talked about this, and we just want to let you know. So at least, you know, and if you have a special disability, you can email this email address I gave you and ask for Keith and tell him that you have a disability of some sort.
And if, yeah, because listen, my fat ass has a hard time walking all the way to that cafeteria, girl. Let me tell you. And I like to be first in line. You know what I'm saying? So what I started doing was driving over there,
Yeah, I remember
driving
that.
down to the cafeteria. So what we could do for the few people that might need help, we could drive them down there.
That's perfect. They've got golf carts too. I don't know if they let us use
They don't, I think it's, they don't use the golf.
liability.
I think it's liability issues.
Okay, we'll just give people with cars.
In my state, in fact, I'll talk to them today, my State Farm coverage of this event.
All right, that's that. I'm excited. I've got my
So
plane.
can we start off with the elephant in the room?
Yes, go ahead.
What about this new virus?
Omicron, huh?
I'm gonna throw on it while you're talking.
Well, my guides tell me that it's, I mean, it's nothing. I mean, you have to be diligent about it, but it's not going to create, you know, like another huge pandemic or anything like that. And my guides also tell me, you know, if you're vaccinated, then you've got better protection. So
Yeah.
I think it's more contagious, but you know, it didn't surprise me because, you know, viruses mutate, and that's
Yeah,
what this one is doing.
But boy, oh boy, is the higher powers trying to make a statement to us.
I
They
think
throw at us every which way. We had a 1917 flu that didn't create that much chaos.
well, the 1917 flu
Didn't
lasted-
mutate like that.
Well, actually, it did. I'll tell you
It
why.
did? Okay.
Yep. It hit in 1917 and was really bad in 1918. Then it went away for a while, and it mutated and it came back with a vengeance. So that flu of 1918, which nowadays we call swine flu, it lasted about 2 years. And so
Okay.
we're kind of coming up on that mark with COVID. So am I nervous about Omicron? Yes. Am I thinking that it's going to create as much havoc and as much trouble and as much everything else as the original virus? The answer is no.
No, but people who aren't vaccinated could struggle. But listen, there was a guy talking. Now, this is on the news, you guys, so we can't prove beyond a reasonable doubt. But he said, as long as you're vaccinated, the symptoms seem to be 2 days of so total exhaustion. Then it goes into a bad headache. And I know a lot of people who even got that other virus, the Delta one. Same thing, bad headache, and you know, feeling terrible for 2 more days. So it lasts about 4 days.
That happened to me when I had COVID. I had a headache, achy all over, and I was just exhausted. I slept like 2 or 3
Yeah,
days.
they said the first 2 days you absolutely have no
energy. Mm-mm. But then I was okay. You know, it took me a while, but so my take on it is yes, we, you know, and if you're not vaccinated for some reason, you don't want to, whatever, wear a mask.
Wear a mask and try to stay out of crowds.
Because I think with this Omicron is the same as the Delta, it's probably more fatal in people who have not been vaccinated.
Oh yeah, because look at the cards I pulled.
Ooh.
The Tower and the Ten of Swords. And I've got the Knight of Swords, which means there'll be more death, unfortunately. But it seems to be, it's not as concentrated in the United States, it's outside of the United States.
Well, it hasn't hit here yet. It started in
It
Africa.
will hit here, but it seems to happen more.
Exactly.
And I'm worried, some of the nurses are telling me they're starting to see an influx of cases again. Not this one, but Delta. Boy,
Yeah.
it's just tenacious, I'm going to tell you.
Here again, it could be, you know, the vaccination. You know, even if you're vaccinated, it doesn't mean that you won't get COVID. It doesn't mean you won't get Delta or Omicron or the original one. It just means that you'll, you know, in a lot of cases, it keeps you out of the hospital and keeps you from dying. There are people that say, well, I know so-and-so who got vaccinated, but then they got COVID and they died. Okay, but that's very little compared to all the people
Yeah.
who've gotten vaccinated.
The outcome is that within 2 years' time, probably 2023, we'll be toasting the cups because we finally sorted it out. But I also show the 5 of cups, which is the disappointment of the numbers. People are really getting tired of this, but it's not anybody's fault. You know, I'm going to tell you, President Trump had said, look, he did tell Bob Woodward, this is a really bad virus, but he told us, it's a Democratic hoax. It'll go away by magic. If he had just stepped up a little bit, because look what he did. He made sure they came up with a vaccine.
Right.
He's the one that pushed out all the stops and made sure that we got our vaccine, yet you got people saying, I'm not going to take, but it was thanks to President Trump. I'm sure Biden would have done it too when he stepped in, but some of this work had been done already. But the fact that he called it a hoax and all that, and then he's vaccinated, his family's vaccinated, he doesn't stand out there. He tried to say, get your vaccine, and people booed him.
Well, the irony of the whole thing is that, now he's spreading this whole anti-vax, and all the Trumplicans are spreading this whole anti-vax rhetoric, and they politicized it.
But they're all vaccinated.
Their own vaccine.
How can you be vaccinated and say don't get vaccinated?
Exactly.
But this, I'm going to tell you, my initial was a little fear-based because we go through so much drama. But I am feeling the United States is going to be a little luckier. Now it's in Canada now too. But I don't think it's going to take off like Delta did. That's my opinion. That's my feeling.
I don't think we're going to have the shutdowns like we had,
By the way, Biden, you know what else Biden said? Shutdowns are off the table.
That's my point.
So he said that we're going to, block we have to say nobody can travel in until this is all sorted.
Well, the Netherlands is shut down, I think, or parts of Germany and Austria. But
how are they vaccination? Do you know if the Netherlands are widely vaccinated or?
I don't know. I don't know. I can check it out, but I can ask my husband. But, some trips that were going to end up in the Netherlands, they had to reroute. So because the river cruises, some start in Switzerland, they stop in Strasbourg, France, they go all the way up through Germany into the Netherlands. So they had to reroute a lot of those. And
you guys, speaking of reroute, so no shutdowns. I'm sure we're going to still do Sedona, but I want you to know that the vaccination cards isn't necessarily, if you can come, everybody needs a test 1 week before they come. If you can't do the test, or it's you're busy, Sedona will give you for free a test when you arrive.
Right. So
but they're going to test everybody because sometimes even when you're vaccinated, you're carrying something. So,
well, my husband, their tours, they take a couple test kits on the tour. So if anybody starts to show symptoms, they test.
Yeah. Sedona's on it. Plus, we're going to do less people, so the spread out's going to be way better.
Exactly. I had to cancel a safari this year to Africa, and so I was thinking about doing one next year, but I don't think so. Not with the Omicron.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be as bad as it has.
I don't feel it's as bad, but take precautions. No, I didn't think we'd be still going on with this. So, if my guys hadn't told me this virus was coming and that a vaccine was going to come in, I would have had my doubts. But because they told me, I believe them. And also because they told me way before it came. And they also told me there'll be several vaccinations.
I think by springtime, I'm thinking by April at least, a lot of this will be behind us. I mean, it'll still be around, but not like it has been.
Right.
Thinking about it. So, okay. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Mina B.
Real quick. Close your eyes. Heavenly Father, to the powers that be, please protect everyone everywhere from this awful disease, virus, and allow everybody to be well. And please keep any other at bay.
Amen. Okay. All right. Okay. Hi, Mel and Linda, Mina B. A lot of Dems are disappointed right now. Seems like there's no consequences for those who repeatedly break the rules. Dems may be working behind the scenes and new bridges and roads are great, but if we don't see Dems speak up and fight for us, I fear a lot of us will sit this one out. 34% of Dems didn't vote in the Virginia governor's race. We are already up against voting restrictions and gerrymandering. We need every single person to show up. What do you see for voter turnout in 2022?
Huge.
So do I. Huge.
Let me tell you something else, sweetie. That Virginia race, that guy that was running against, who's the man that won? Youngkin?
Right.
He should have never said, I don't think parents have any right to say what a teacher should teach.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
He blew
true.
it. He blew it. And listen, it's history. This isn't something that, oh my God, out of the blue, we lost a seat. It's always gone to another. They always switch it. It's history.
Exactly. But I still think that, you know, the Dems are kind of looked at as being a little bit soft. And so I think they need to kind of, you know, amp it up a bit.
Well, I know Bannon is going to be in trouble really soon.
That was another question I had.
Yeah, the courts have said no. And in fact, the Justice Department said, Your Honor, he's playing a game here. He's trying to hold us off and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Please. And the judge said, yeah, you got to stop it. Because he's just trying to make it. I think he's going to jail.
So do I. I had a question about Bannon. Said, will he be able to run out the clock? And you just answered that. And then the next one was, will he go to jail? And the answer is yes.
Yeah, I always saw him going to jail.
And then the next question would be about Mark Meadows. He failed to show up.
Right. So it's in with the grand jury. They'll do him too.
Yep, they'll do him. You're right. He'll get done.
Even though they go to jail doesn't mean they have to testify. So I just don't want you guys to freak out. Because they may still, even after having to serve time, they say, I'm still not going to testify.
But
you know what Bannon tried to do? He tried to act like, well, if you give me this, I'll give you this information. And then they kind of worked with him for a second and realized he was playing them. And they said, nah, screw you. We're not. Because remember I told you, when the time comes, he's going to be like, oh, I'll squeal. And they're like, whatever. We're not interested.
Right. Well, they knew he
They
was.
have all the paperwork. They have all oh my God. There's another hearing, I think tomorrow, with the courts with Trump trying to act like he has executive privilege. That'll be tossed out. But anyway,
Well,
when they get all that information, and they know a lot already, just like Liz Cheney said, people are squealing.
I see two more people close to Trump flipping. Very close to Trump. So, you know, these people that are putting their middle finger up at Congress and ignoring subpoenas, those Trump days are over. You can't do that. And so, you know, Meadows is going to be in hot water as well. And you're right. I had another question about with Trump. If he'll be able to continue on this divert thing and deceive thing about I had executive privilege, blah, blah, blah. And I feel the courts won't uphold that. The courts are
even the Supreme Court wouldn't hold it up.
Nope. And speaking of the Supreme Court, they're supposed to hear another abortion case today or whenever. And I have a question about the outcome of that.
Okay. Listen, even if they did something to affect Roe versus Wade, 70% of America believes in Roe versus Wade, and they would cause such trouble for themselves. They're already going to be shipped out, but there'll be more. Let me look.
I think they're hearing the Mississippi law or something, which is supposed to be really draconian.
No, I don't think it's Mississippi. I think is it Mississippi?
Mississippi, I think so. I don't know, but I know that they're hearing it. I thought it was in Mississippi. Our viewers can correct us if we got the wrong state, but people want to know the outcome.
They're saying 15 weeks.
15 weeks? Okay.
Yeah.
Or 16 weeks, right?
Oh, is it 16 weeks? 20 weeks is Roe versus Wade, right? Or 22 weeks?
I don't know. I
Let me
think
tell you something. I'm not for abortion. I'm for right to choose. But I don't think this should be used as a method of birth control.
I believe in a woman's right to choose. I don't believe in abortion, but my belief in a woman's right to choose overrides that. But it
Yeah.
should not be used as an effective means of birth control. I agree.
No, because there's some honest to God, some situations. Some people may even have 5 or 6 kids and they can't afford another one, or a young girl just trying to start, or rape or incest.
Right. Most of the cases that I've heard of with abortion are just people that, aren't emotionally, physically able. Now, people might say, well, then adopt, but I was on the board of directors for an adoption agency. And, sometimes when you see what comes out of foster care, that's pretty frightening.
I know.
So,
I think this is what I'm getting. They may decide, yeah, we'll go for this, the 15, 16 weeks. They may decide that. But then it's challenged again. It's going to get challenged again.
Right.
Against Roe versus Wade. And then the outcome is the son.
I don't see Roe v. Wade being overturned,
No.
but I do think they'll go with the 15 to 16 weeks. But I think, like you said, I think at some point it's going to go back to a Supreme Court that I see is going to be more moderate to liberal.
Right.
And it won't, I don't think it, when it goes back to court with a more liberal court, then I think the court will be more lenient about abortion.
Right.
I don't see Roe v. Wade going away completely. No.
Me neither.
Okay. People want to know about Jack Dorsey, the Twitter CEO who resigned today.
Just stepped down, yeah.
They want to know why.
Well, there was too much on his plate. He was half-assing the whole thing. He made this happen. He did a good job, and there's something else he's connected to. And I think they just thought he was interfering with their ability to run the ship better. So,
well, the next question,
he's happy.
The next question I have is, whoever takes over, will they allow Trump to reinstate his Twitter account?
No, I heard no.
I don't think so either. I didn't feel that. No. Okay. Is Marjorie Taylor Greene being redistrict out? I guess.
Yes.
I see it gone.
Yeah.
Bye, baby. Bye, Miss Bully.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Like this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see here. Hi, Mel and Linda. This is from Cindy Resendez. Love you both. We love you too. Do you see Ivanka being subpoenaed?
Yes, absolutely. She's the one I'm thinking may squeal on Trump. She's the heartbreaker. It's either her, but I think he'd be more upset if it was, I think he's still waiting for him to, wait, what are we talking about? Sorry. I just got hit with something.
That's right.
Yeah, I think that she's the one that will spill the beans. I think he'd be more upset with her spilling the beans than he would with Melania.
I agree. What about Jared? I see him subpoenaed.
He's going to jail.
Yeah,
I've always seen that. They take a couple of years, but he's going to jail.
All right, Ellen R. Love both of you. Question: is the political career of Chris Christie, former New Jersey governor, and Trump are overdone, dead, finito? She says.
The what?
She wants to know that if the political career of Chris Christie, former New Jersey governor and Trumpster, she said, is it over, done, dead, finito? In other words,
done and dusted, honey. Done and dusted.
Done and doneer.
Really, the Trumpsters hate him, and everybody else hates him. He's not a very beloved man. I'd be curious how his numbers on his book are doing. I know I'm not buying it.
No, I'm not going to buy it. He came across really like a chameleon.
Yeah.
He
comes off, you know what he does? Our girl, Nicole Wallace, was interviewing him. He was very, very, of course, she's trying to hit him with the hard questions. Condescending.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a better word.
I know I am, but what are you? I know I am, but what are you?
You know?
And he was just real. When you write your book, you tell me. It's like, F you, go.
Yeah. Chicago call that cocky. He was real cocky.
Very cocky. Yeah. It's
Okay.
probably just a little tiny marshmallow in there somewhere, but
Well,
Wee Willie Winky. That's his nickname, is Wee Willie Winky.
well, he's so big, he probably hasn't seen it in years.
No, even as a governor, he was very over. And he's the one that started that bridge thing. So
Of course.
guilty as sin.
Uh,
So it's like someone crapped in their pants and they're acting like nobody can smell it.
exactly.
You
It's like,
stink.
it's like, where's the dog turd under the rug, right?
Right.
I don't know. He's got to watch his health. Clearly, I mean, his blood sugar ain't doing too well.
Well, let me tell you though, there's a lot of big people. I know a woman that lived to be 100 that was always overweight. I think it's genetics. I didn't pick up anything with his health. If you're looking at his size and thinking that it's not that you shouldn't be concerned, but some people can stay big and live for quite some time.
I'll tell you, who's got to watch his health is Trump.
Yeah.
I talked to my friend Beverly. She's a medium, and she said she didn't think he was going to run for office, but she said, and her next statement was, if he lived that long, he's got to watch his health.
Well, and the other thing with Christie and Trump, they both had COVID.
Right.
And sometimes that COVID has some little silent but deadly stuff that happens to people.
That's why I still take aspirin after
Yeah.
him. Okay. MDR. What do you think will happen with the job market? Will it continue to be an employee market like it is now, or will it return to employers having the upper hand and ample people to choose from?
Employee market.
Yeah, it will be. I think that's going to stay that way for quite a
There
while.
are so many jobs, but they did say in California, which I find interesting because it's so expensive to live here, they've had more people quit their jobs. Probably going towards the better paying stuff, because there are some better paying jobs out there.
Well, yeah. I mean, if somebody can be making this much and they're in a job making that much, then you're going to go to the job that's going to pay you that much with better benefits, which is going to force a lot of these companies to have to put better benefits in for their employees.
Exactly.
Which I think is a good thing.
Right.
Okay. I can't pronounce this. I can't pronounce her name. Sutu. She says, I can't recall which psychic mentioned this, but what is going to happen on the scale? What is going to happen on the scale of 911 that will bring our country together again? What part of the country may be affected when may it occur? And she says, thank you. I don't know if I see something that big happening again.
When will what?
She's wanting to know if there's going to be something on the order of 911 that'll happen again on the scale of 911 that'll bring the country together again. And if so, what part of the country? And I'm not seeing anything that on that big of a scale.
I heard yes. Hold on. Let me look. What are you telling me? What is going to happen? Now, I'm almost seeing that Oklahoma thing. That it's within our own walls, that somebody is mad at us and does something to try to hurt or destroy a lot of things.
That I can see. I just don't think it's going to be on the scale of 911 where you had two skyscrapers coming down and you had, the Pentagon having an airplane flown into it.
Oh, no, and that was planned out for a while. Yeah.
Of course it was planned for a while.
We will gain strength. We will be okay, but there will be something that, just like she said, that will bring us together.
Well, I think
that. Don't you be hurting innocent people.
I don't think it's going to be on the scale of 911. I think it'll be smaller.
Yeah.
And it's going to be internal terrorism. It's not going to come from outside. It's going to be from within. In other words, It's not going to be like from the Middle East. It'll be probably some ultra right group is what I'm picking up.
Right, exactly.
As far
I
as,
always saw little cells, little terrorist cells.
right. As far as I'm concerned, the January 6th attack was, in my opinion, it was domestic terrorism.
Isn't that terrible? But it was just, they were, what did Trump say? They were wonderful people. They just,
Oh, they were just vacationing. And that Charlottesville thing, people are being sued civilly. The people who organized that and
yeah,
the victims that were injured are suing civilly. And you know what? Those victims are going to win.
yeah.
So it just goes to show, like in this country, there's criminal and there's civil cases. Well, Rittenhouse, that case is not over. A lot of those victims are going to sue him and win.
Right, exactly.
So, if the criminal court can't get you, the civil courts can and will.
Yes, yes.
All right. Okay. Lynn Bidwell says, what do you see coming up for 2022? And Lynn, I'm going to post my predictions for 2022 a little bit later on in the year. I mean, before Christmas or after Christmas. How about you, Linda?
Yeah.
I haven't put my predictions out yet for 2022.
Yeah, what I do is I get my crystal ball.
Oh, cool.
Not that really works, but it helps me focus.
I have a crystal
And
ball.
I sit down and start picking up things. I do see some more weather related things next year.
Yeah, me too. I had a question in here about snow in Colorado. They're saying it's almost December and there's no snow, and they're asking, will Colorado even get snow this year?
I'm seeing, hold on. Yeah, Colorado will get snow.
But I don't think it's going to be a mountain.
But it's not going to be like it was before. I'm getting ready to go through a real dry spell too.
Exactly.
Shoot, I see fires in Colorado next summer.
Patricia Corrales Toy. Mel, can you and Linda please read on the vice president? What will be her major accomplishment this term? I want her to be successful. That's what.
Me too. And somebody wrote me that the Democrats are already looking like she couldn't take the presidency. So who's going to run in 2024? Well, Biden's running in 2024. He's already announced it.
I didn't know
that she couldn't win.
It's weird. I only saw him being a one-term president, so I don't know what that would mean.
He just announced that he's running. So
unless he didn't finish out his second term.
Well, that's what I'm kind of wondering. I think he might take a turn, not that he's going to die, that he might end up having something happen where somebody else, and maybe Kamala is the person that takes over, and because she shows that she can do a good job, she wins the next election.
Right. I see a female president. We'll see if
because I always saw her. At least I thought it was her. Because when I predicted it was a gray-haired older man that was going to win, that had a woman of color, I always saw that woman of color would take on the presidency too. So it's got to be her.
Unless it's somebody else, but I see the same thing. I see a woman of color at some point being president.
Well, every time I say that, I always see Stacey Abrams.
She'd be amazing.
Should be amazing.
Maybe it's her.
Could be.
I think at some point Pete Buttigieg will be president.
That's so funny you said that. I felt that whoever runs, the female that runs will use him as her VP, and then he could eventually run. Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Damn.
How will the ultra-right feel about that? A woman of color and a gay man. How's that? Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. Here. Betsy Colleen Donat. Do you know if the vaccine testing mandate for employees with 100+ people will go into effect? It's being litigated. I see it going into effect.
Yes, it's going to go into effect.
Okay. This one's kind of.
They just announced that the federal people still have to be vaccinated.
This one, I chuckled. Will an extraterrestrial ever hold a high position in U.S. government? If so, when? Yeah, it already happened. Donald Trump, because he ain't of this world.
Right. Exactly.
I don't know.
Hey, I gotta tell you something else that a little tidbit I saw, but this is off the internet, so you can't always depend on it. But somebody's writing a book. And the rumor is, you know who the one that had an issue with the color of Harry's wife's skin?
Who?
Worried about the grandchildren's color? Prince Charles.
Wow. Whoa.
Remember, she was vehement about it wasn't the Queen and it wasn't Prince Philip's,
That's right.
but
That's
she
right.
never said anything about Charles. Also, she said that the future king, Prince William,
Right.
was very good and the wife was very good to them, but that she never said anything about Charles. I said, uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Well, if he's king, I don't think he'll be king for long.
I'm telling you, I just have this strong feeling. And remember, Diana had that astrologer that told her, number one, you'll never be queen. And number two, she said he'd never be king. But I think he could be king for a minute because the queen has already announced she's giving the throne to him.
Right.
But I've been reading a lot of stuff going into UK stuff, and people just don't like the Rottweiler.
They don't like him. You know,
And some guy told me there's no way she can be queen. No, that's not true. Diana was going to be queen.
Right. I had that wrong. It's like if there's a queen on the throne, then her father's wife can't be the queen because you can only have one queen. So that's why that's called Queen Mother. Somebody corrected me on that.
Okay.
So that's
when Prince Charles becomes king, Camilla could be queen. They can change however they want to do that. But he doesn't believe in the church. He believes in Islam and all kinds of stuff. So the church is very upset and worried that he's going to poo-poo the Church of England.
Well, the Church of England was started by King Henry VIII. It was a break off from Catholicism because he wanted to marry Anne Boleyn, I think. She was a sister or something. So he said, screw you, I'll start my own church. But but the head of state, like the king or the queen of England, is the head of the Anglican Church.
Right.
So if he's
trying to go in there and start saying, I'm not going to give you guys no mind, and behind the scenes, they figure out some way to make him abdicate or
to get rid of him.
They will not let, if he promised that he said that, I heard him say that he would never have Camilla be queen. He would not ask that. But how much you want to bet once he's in there, he tries to pull a fast one.
Yeah, but if he does, there'll be such an outcry.
And listen, she doesn't do anything except go with him and play on the horses and stuff. She barely does any charitable event.
As I said, if he's going to be the king, it's not going to be for a long time. No.
But he did, my God, he worked so hard all his life living like that to be king. And can you imagine?
I think his mother held out for a reason. She held out this long for a reason. Because most monarchs would have probably abdicated by now. Like Beatrix in the Netherlands abdicated to Willem, and Beatrix was a great queen. And so, I mean, I think she was in her 70s, but she's not as old as as this queen. So most monarchs abdicate by the time they get to be a certain age, but not this queen.
No, she's hanging in there.
She really is regal, you have to say.
She's very fragile too, but you know, that tradition thing, it ruined her sister with her life, and it ruined Charles because his love was Camilla. And if they had just let him be with her, divorce day, and quit trying to judge and act like they're pure blood.
Right.
So
wow.
Just a little tip for y'all.
This is from C. Torino. Will Senators Burr and Brown be indicted for insider trading? Will they be out of office before their terms are up?
I absolutely see them in trouble for insider trading. It's already in the works.
I see.
When are they up? Do you know? Because I feel one just won't reapply.
I don't know. I don't know when they're out of office.
But you can be a criminal and still run.
Yeah, well, I don't know how that works. If you've got felony convictions, I don't know. I know
Yeah,
that if
you can still run. Look at, oh, yeah.
if Trump gets convicted of a misdemeanor or high crime or felony, then he can't run again for president if he's convicted.
I heard that you can get convicted and you can still run.
I don't think for president. I might be wrong. I might be wrong, but I'll check it out. But I do see both of them indicted. And as my friend Gunnar said to me, yeah, but seeing them indicted, does that mean they'll get convicted? And yes, I see them both being convicted.
Okay.
And one won't be able to finish out their term. I don't know why. So, and one, I think you're right, Linda, might just give up and resign and say, I'm not going to run again.
Just leave. Yeah.
But that still doesn't mean that they can't get convicted.
Right. And then you got people like Lauren Boebert. I mean, she has some issues. Her husband has some issues, and she never graduated from high school.
Oh, no, you don't have to. I don't think there's any degree requirements.
Well, sign me up. Shoot, I'll run.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's kind of funny that Boebert obviously didn't even get an education because she ain't the brightest cookie in the box. That's for sure. Or she ain't the brightest crayon on the box. I don't think.
Right.
There's a light out on. There's a light out on her porch.
Exactly.
Anyway, okay. Oh, this is the good one. Sunny Sands. Hi, Mel and Linda. Love you guys. We love you too. My question is on Kyle Rittenhouse. He is threatening to sue Biden for defamation. Oh, that's funny. What do you see in this kid's future? Any new troubles coming his way?
I don't see him. Are you sure that's true? Because I also heard he was going to sue MSNBC too.
I don't know. I just heard.
I think it's a lot of blow.
I chuckled at it because it's just struck me as funny that he would try to sue Biden.
Can't sue the president of the United States right now, anyway.
Exactly.
But I will tell you, Kyle Rittenhouse, I saw him on an interview. I think it was with Fox News. And they said, so they're saying that you, I can't remember, you were with the Proud Boys and you were doing the signal.
Yeah.
And blah, blah. Well, he said, it's in an interview. I'll send you the link. I didn't even know that meant that.
Oh,
I didn't really know who the Proud Boys were. He said, let me tell you what he said. I didn't even know who the Proud Boys were. My attorney set me up with that meeting. And in fact, if you look at the facts, I fired him right after.
yeah.
And I plan on going back to school and I plan on doing this and that. So he told Fox News, remember, people were saying, I can't believe I prayed for you because he's saying he believes in BLM. Oh my God, I can't believe I prayed for him. He believes in BLM, Black Lives Matter.
I wonder if he was just saying that because he's trying to cover his tracks or to whatever.
Oh, thank God Trump's not in office. The Republicans want to make Kyle Rittenhouse Day and give him the Medal of Freedom. And
that'll never happen.
No.
That'll never happen. What about, my thing is, what about the victims? What about those people that were shot? That's horrible. Yeah. Anyway, this is a good one by David Cadmus. I know this is probably out of your realm of expertise, but will Major League Baseball and its players union come to an agreement to avert a work stoppage when spring training is supposed to start? I hear the word agreement.
I do too. I think they might stop for a little while and then come to an agreement.
If it is, it might be a couple weeks or so, but.
Yeah, but it's not, I still see baseball.
So do I. Okay. Hold on, just give me a second here. I'm looking more. Hold on, give me a second. Oh, Hello, Cat. I love you guys. What's up with Jared and the Saudis? Question mark.
Oh yeah, he's over there. He's over there. I heard that he just made he's going to be in trouble. I'm going to tell you right now. Now, on Twitter, people are all saying, Linda said that, Linda said that. Because I said back when I first started this channel, my channel, that Donald Trump will be proven beyond a reasonable doubt to not be a legitimate president because he used foreign help to be president. So the connections with Russia, etc. And they'll be able to prove that beyond a reasonable doubt. So basically he'll be marked off the books.
Right.
And so I just see a lot of stuff that you would think wasn't going to happen does happen.
Oh, there's going to be a lot coming. As I keep saying, they show me those onions and we've just started to peel them back. We haven't begun to get to the layers and layers of what happened.
So what's your feeling on this?
Same, absolute same. I think, I kept saying the Mueller report is not over. And they're clearly going to show that there was collusion with the Russians and all of that.
Oh, they'll prove it beyond a reasonable doubt.
Absolutely. So
and especially when Putin's gone, a lot of information is going to come out.
I don't know how that works in retrospect. If they could just say he was never president and take his name off the books. I don't know
when you can prove, I think it's in the Constitution, if a president of the United States colluded with a foreign entity, they would be stripped of their title.
They might have to impeach him first. I just don't know. But I do see him stripped of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I think, the icing on the cake, in addition to the Mueller report, is going to be this January 6th commission as well.
Oh, this January 6th commission. You guys don't lose faith. They are on it. And wait, and they're having a hearing. I think it might be tomorrow. It might even be today. He tried to go to some other part of the courts to say executive privilege. It'll be kicked out.
I think
he'll go to the Supreme Court and it'll get kicked out.
I think when we start getting everything that's going to come out, it's going to hit like a tsunami. I mean, just the tsunami of facts.
Right.
And here again, I'm skipping around. My ADD's kicking in. But here again, the same with the Mueller report. They're going to investigate that, and that's going to be a whole tsunami of facts.
That has been there, and it's I don't know what's holding them up releasing everything, but don't worry.
I think there's a lot of indictments are going to come out of the Mueller report as well.
Yeah.
There we go.
Poor Mueller. He tried his best. There were a bunch of hardcore people.
Oh.
Plus, he was doing it when Trump was in office, and he wanted Mueller out. He wanted him out. Because Trump wanted him gone, just like he had the hard on for Comey. He wanted Comey gone
because he knew Mueller would expose him. And as a segue into that, this is C. Cowley. Will justice ever come to William Barr for all he did to our country during the 45 administration?
I always saw bad cards with him.
So did I. I mean,
I don't think his health is good.
I'm sorry?
He's got justice coming. It may be on the other side, but he did tell Trump, dude, you're going to lose. He told him that. I can't tell there's any kind of underhanded stuff with the voting. We at the DOJ found nothing. The FBI found nothing.
Well, that just meant for one brief nanosecond, he was doing his job as the Attorney General. But
he did turn that Mueller report into a nothing burger.
Exactly.
For Trump.
That's my whole point. When he read that, he goes, oh, there's nothing indictable here. And clearly, according to Mueller, there was. So I still see him under investigation. I really do.
I don't see them touching it right now because that guy is a kind of a wuss, but he'll hit other people. But I see him kind of standing down from Barr, and that's our current Attorney General.
Well, was Barr Attorney General during January? I thought Trump replaced him at the very end with somebody. He quit.
Barr resigned.
But I'm sure that the January 6th commission is going to subpoena him. I'm sure of that.
Well, no, because I'll be honest with you, Barr didn't have anything to do with the January 6th.
Maybe
he wasn't part of that. He didn't. Oh my God, if he knew they were planning an insurrection, he said, but it is interesting that the FBI was getting all that information and they didn't pursue it. So maybe his way of handling it was like, yeah, just drop it, leave it alone.
I still think they might question him about, even that he might not have known about the events on that day, but what did he know prior to that? And they can use that as a way to build a case.
Well, towards the end there, all those people, Bob Woodward, all of them are saying that he was telling Trump, you're going to lose. How could you possibly go to the Supreme Court to get rid of the Obama healthcare plan in the middle of a pandemic?
Right.
What the hell are you thinking? He told Trump that. And then he said, so you're not, Trump said to him, so you're not going to pursue this fraud that's taking place? He said, no, sir, I can't. There's no proof. Well, I used to think you were my friend.
Well, that's what Trump always defaults to. If you don't do what I want you to do, you're not my friend. Trump's going to be in hot water in Georgia too, by the way.
Oh, yes, I love it. Thank you.
Phone call. And Lindsey Graham, he's going to catch his.
You notice you're not hearing about Lindsey Graham anymore?
Yeah, because he's a wuss. He's afraid to open his mouth because how's he going to weasel his way out of it?
That's
I think he knows. I think he's been told to shut up by his lawyers.
Oh, probably.
Well, because whatever he says publicly, they can use against him.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Oh, they've got plenty of spots, the January 6th commission, of what these people said, like with Bannon. Get ready. Tomorrow's going to be, the battle has begun.
Oh, yeah. Well, Bannon still thinks he's above the law, but it's going to hit him hard. So, yeah. Okay. Hi, Mel and Linda, coming to you from Norway. Here, this is, okay, let me see what this says. Hold on just a second. I read somewhere in the last file that some humans may be born without souls and they are on the planet to act as auxiliaries or extras for our drama here in the spiritual school that is the planet Earth. If that's true, what happens at the end of their life? I think everybody has souls.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think everybody has souls. So that's my take on it.
Everybody has a soul. Even
okay.
Little tiny babies that can't do anything. Each person was brought here for a reason. And exactly. I've seen the soul leave the body.
Yeah, me too.
When I've been a nurse and stuff. So
I had a thing when I was a social worker in healthcare that if somebody was dying and their families wouldn't come because I was in geriatrics, that they should never die alone. So I spent a lot of time with dying people. And you just see that soul almost. Oh
my God, I just imagined myself in a bed dying and you're the one that comes in from my last day. No! The powder class will compare you.
I'd be like, give her the happy juice.
Then you go out and tell the staff that BITCH ain't dying soon. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Y'all have anything to close her mouth? Anyway, okay, we got time for one more. Okay. This is GIGA. I don't know how to spell it. I don't know how to pronounce it. Will Congress take action against the smash and grab robbers that are selling theft items?
Oh, isn't that terrible?
Yeah, it's horrible.
I got to look at that.
Best Buy has asked Congress this after their stores have been robbed by these Grinches.
They want to put some sort of link in each item. In fact, I think they've already started. Even in the purses that they're stealing, well, you can track them.
Right.
And they want to make it impossible to sell them.
Well, I mean, how stupid can people be? Because a lot of these, smash and grab, they're on camera.
Well, thanks to the mask now, a lot of people have a mask.
Right, exactly. But I see that Congress will take action against that.
Okay.
What did you pick up?
I see them taking action.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know about those tags, but that's a great idea that they can trace the tag or something.
Yeah, they'll be able to, they got it deep in there where they can't see it.
Um,
Oh, yeah, this'll end.
well, locks are made to keep.
Actually, some people that are doing this are thinking they're not getting their fair share, so they're gonna tell on everybody.
The better one is, it happened here in Chicago. It's stolen merchandise and they take it in for a refund. And when they take it in for a refund, they know it's stolen and they get busted.
Right.
Okay. Ooh, I like this. Frida Farrick. Will Native Americans get back some of their lands and do better in the future? They were robbed of everything, and I hope they are rekindling their spirits and their culture. Hallelujah. I stated that one.
What was it again?
It's, will Native Americans get back some of their lands and do better in the future? They were robbed of everything, and I hope they are rekindling their spirits and their culture.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of lands they're already given back to us.
And I said, hallelujah. I'm all in favor of you all getting back what was taken from.
My mom's peoples, the Comanches from Oklahoma, their land's in Oklahoma, and that governor, it used to be you had to get all the people that owned the land, which like all my aunties and everybody, sign the paperwork to okay for drilling on the land. It had to be approved by everyone, and a lot of them didn't approve it. They didn't want the white man touching their land.
I don't blame
But
them.
then the governor said, well, doesn't matter, we can go in and do what we want.
But I think Native American land is federal, and I don't know if the governor would have that
The
jurisdiction.
governor said we can do what we want.
I don't
So they
know.
started drilling. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of lawsuits, but yeah, they're giving everybody back their stuff.
In Hawaii, they have Hawaiian land, and you have to be at least be half Hawaiian, and you never own the land. It's passed down to your kids, but you get it for like lease it for $1 a year, and you can build on it or whatever. But unfortunately, some of the land they gave people is the stuff that the developers didn't want.
Right.
So anyway, do we have
All
time?
right.
Huh?
You already told me 2 questions ago it was the last.
I'm sorry. I just keep going.
I have to go and get the dogs. BALLS.
We're training Lucky. I'll put up a training video so everybody can see it. But all right, Linda, I love you very much. And
I love you too.
next week with you.
Next week with me.
All right, sweetie. Stay well.
All right.
Namaste.
Namaste. Yeah.